Kurt shows very strong C6 function on this left upper extremity. And some of the most important aspects of that C6 function are not only his very stable glenohumeral joint, his relatively stable scapula with an innervated serratus anterior and lower trapezius. This musculature really allows him to functionally elongate this upper limb. How about make your arm short? Now push straight out at me. Now make it short. And let's keep your elbow straight when you do it. Make it short and push. So not only does he have this important scapulothoracic protraction and depression component, but he also has a nice extendable elbow and a well-developed clavicular head of his pectoralis major and anterior deltoid that can keep his humerus horizontally brought towards the midline, which helps stabilize his elbow. The idea is to harness this proximal muscle force and push it distally as a thrust throughout this whole upper extremity. So not only do we have a stable elbow, and an elbow is very extendable even from a passive standpoint, he has very strong wrist extension. And the wrist extension really allows a mechanism or a platform to actually transfer this pistoning action onto some other object, like a mat, for example, if you're doing a sitting push-up, or the wheel of a chair for manually propelling a wheelchair. Now, want to show this idea here. If you want to just push straight down like this, these are really important stroke mechanics for someone at the C6 level uses to manually push a wheelchair. And if you note, there's a large component of scapulothoracic depression involved. Push hard, that's it. Push. Now, if Kurt was at the C5 level and he didn't have such good glenohumeral stability and a stable scapula, he would push his chair by using much more of flexion mechanics, as shown like this. And very often, by use of rims or extended pegs, you can actually time your flexion to actually drive the wheelchair. But this idea right here uses more anterior deltoid and flexion, but it's not able to harness a lot more of the more proximal musculature that you're able to do at the C6 level. Because at the C6 level, you can get the extended wrist. The elbow certainly can be extended and held extended by more stable proximal musculature. And you have that more stable scapula, mostly driven by the serratus anterior. That muscles like the lower trapezius can actually push into a depression activity. So this activity is not only elbow extension, it really is scapulothoracic protraction and depression. So we're going to show these mechanics as Kurt actually pushes the manual wheelchair.